welcome back to my channel and welcome to Frogmoor Creek. This is going to be a little bit of a how-to video today on how to catch gilt-head breams, or attempt to anyway. It is raining, as you can see. The cameras are going to get wet today, all day, but very light winds today, but I thought we'd come out and try for a gilt-head bream. We've got some ragworm baits today. Ideally I probably would like peeler crab or something like that, but as the tide drops out we can go into the bank and hopefully try and find some fresh crab. So Frogmoor Creek is situated on the Salcombe Estuary. The gilt-heads run up here early this year. It seems to be the first place in the UK, sort of roughly, where they seem to come upstream. So there's quite a few anglers on the banks this morning. So we'll hop between spots as the tide moves. Basically you're looking for a bank, and I like to fish towards the drop-offs. As the fish come off the banks on an ebbing tide, it'll be going into the deeper pool, because most of this will dry out and all those fish have got to go into those channels and out into the main estuary. So hopefully we can intercept them as they're making their way out. So we've got some very small hooks today. We've got a size 2 chino hook. They've got very strong mouths, the gilt-head bream, very bony. So we want a nice strong hook to set the bait into. Running ledger rigs, fished on a very light drag. These fish will pick up a bait and run with it. So if you've got a very light drag, least resistance, let them run with it, let them bite it, swallow it, then hook into them. That is the plan, and hopefully today it's just going to be a lot of waiting today, I think. So let's see how we get on. Let's get a bait in the water and let's get on. Right, I'll do my best to film this. The rain is pouring, but we have our first bite. Just a tiny little tapping bite. But I'm just going to wait to see if it runs. So a bycatch in here could be a little scaldy bass, is probably the most common one. Maybe the odd flounder or plaice. Someone's there having a go. Hopefully it's not the crabs. There's quite a few crabs in these estuaries. There's also a lot of weed as well. So today's quite a big tide, probably a lot bigger than what I would normally like to fish it on. So you do get a lot of the green blanket weed that comes up, like the sea lettuce. He's having a right little go. So yeah, sometimes your rods do hoop over. It's good to check them maybe every 15-20 minutes. Get some fresh bait on there, keep it going in, get all the weed off, make sure that bait's nice and visible and clear to the fish. Well, it all happened just a little bit too fast. It just bang wallop, took loads of line off me, and that's only a tiddler. But we finally got ourselves a gilt-head bream. This is my second cast. So yeah, very positive start. He's not a monster by any means. But it is a gilt-head bream. The other line's got loads of weed on it, I think. Very difficult to hold. They got some very crunching teeth to break up all the little crustaceans, crabs. There we have it, a gilt-head bream, not a massive one. You can tell it's a gilt-head bream. They've got a golden arch over the crest of their head here. Ooh. Yeah, we want one double that size. Let's see if you can check out their mouths. Let's get them in the net quickly. The other rod's doing some as well. But yeah, get in there, result. We've come out, we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. Yeah, great result. Right, you can get the anchor out, get a move. We are losing depth of water quite rapidly now. We started on 1.7 meters, we're now on 0.9. I can now see the bottom. So I'm going to push out back towards these ledges and one of the deeper drop-offs and we'll put the anchor down there. Let's get moving. So a little update for you, it's all been pretty slow. We're coming up to slack water now on the ebb, so any sort of minute now really we're going to spin around, face the other direction, and hopefully the fish is going to flood in with the tide. We'll pick a few up. There's not a lot happening at the minute. All the weed stopped. The weed's been horrendous today, as I thought it would be, to be honest with you. These big tides just bring up all the weed and all the crap with it. So yeah, it's been pretty hard going on the weed. So it's all about just keeping those baits clear of weed, and just hoping that the fish can find them. But there's a few people out fishing today. There's all sorts going on. But yeah, hopefully we've got another chance. Oh, so this rod just screamed off. It's just started to flood. Right below the boat. Are we going to see what it is? Whoa! I don't think it's particularly that big, but I don't want to come down. It is a gilt-head. You don't want to come up. That's a better size one. He's full of beans in the net. Bosh. You put up a nice fight. That is it. Bit of tide flowing now, and the fish are coming on the feed. You. Wow, only just hooked. Only just hooked through there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just through the lip of the skin. There's secure on my phone. There he is. Another beautiful gilt-head bream. Such hard fighting little fish. See if I open his mouth for you. Yeah, beautiful. Let's get a picture of this guy. I'll get him back. Yeah, that one last little look. I want them a lot bigger than this. They are very, very good eating. But yeah, you definitely want them a little bit bigger than this, I'd say. Yeah, what a fight, what a scrap. The gilt-head bream here in the Salcombe Estuary. You. As you can see, the tide is now in full flood, so we're now pointing back in towards Frogmoor Creek, and we've got ragworm baits, one towards the shallow, one on the other side, and one straight down the middle. And loads of weed coming through again, so we'll see how long we can stick this out for. It does become unfishable, but yeah, the flood's happening. We've had that one more fish, and hopefully we can pick out a couple of more, hopefully a nice big one. Wish me luck. Just had a bite on one of the rods. Just a short little rattling bite. Could be a little bass or something. But yeah, definite bite. Encouraging. Seem to be catching a few more bites on the flood. Still there, still tapping away. Could even be a little flounder, to be fair. It's quite a big hook. These chinners have got a wider gape on them. Compared to a worm hook or a normal style J hook, the chinners are quite wide, so you possibly might not get the hook in his mouth if it is a little flounder. Weed. What I'm going to do in a sec is move upstream and probably fish where we caught that first one this morning. The water level's now high enough, it's gone over all the banks, and I hope that's where the fish sort of go over the banks and fish eat all the shellfish and the crabs and stuff like that. So we'll try and get amongst amongst them up there somewhere, and then fish it up with the tide, and then hopefully get off at high water and get back home. That's the plan. The weed's not been that much of an issue really on the flood. It's not been too bad, to be honest, so that's always a bonus, but yeah, very, very slow at the minute. Just gotta wait for that big one to come along. Fish on! We got ourselves a fish on. I've had loads of small pecking bites, but none of them seem to commit, so I just scaled down my hooks. We've managed to catch one. My guess is gonna be a bass. Just a small little one, but full of fight. I know it is a bream. So yeah, we found a pocket of them then. Again, very similar size, nothing mental. In the net. So yeah, plenty of these then. Finally managed to land one. Come on, mate. Right in the corner of the mouth. Lovely. God, they're a handful. Yeah, there he is. Another little gilt-head bream. Beautiful stuff. They all seem to be around the same size here, but let's get them back. It's great to see lots of small fish, which means there's lots of big fish for the future. Let's get them back. There we go, straight into another bite that. Missed. Fish on. Oh, it's like I know what I'm doing. I think there's a fish on. I think there's quite a bit of weed on this one. Yeah, there's a fish there. This time it's a little bass. Well, I say little, he's not tiny. We'll net him. Get in there. Another one for the species. Happy days. It's all kicking off. Don't know what I'm doing there. Yeah, he's nailed that bait. Not sure who's another rod here. Steady, mate. Steady, 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 steady. Yeah, lovely little bass. Get in there, result. I'll get him in the net in a minute. We'll get him recovered. Steady, mate, steady. So, there's the bass. Lovely, very, very skinny bass. So we'll definitely put him back. I mean, he's probably just shy anyway. Not the size I would want to keep. So let's get him recovered. We'll get him back. Get another bait in the water. Yeah, we're into another bream. A very positive bite, that one. The smallest fish of the day. Cover me in water. I am a professional, honest. Yeah, so the whole dorsal fin covered in spines. They've got spines on their gills, spines at the bottom here, and they're all covered. Right, I'm going to get him back, but there's another little gilt-head. Yeah, that hurt. We haven't got that much longer of the session. I want to get up to the top for high water. I don't want to be paddling against the tide here. Just a lot of effort really. And it does pull quite hard, especially on these bigger tides. So I'm just trying to use as much worm as possible. Just watch this rod, look, little bite, little taps. Missed that one. That was a run, wasn't it? Bit of a better bite on that one. See if it comes back. Always worth just leaving it. One of them's going to go off in a minute. I can feel like we're going to get a fish. It's like, which rod do you go for? What you'll find is that these bream move in shoals. So there'll be packs of them moving around the whole sort of estuary, and then you'll get a few bites all at once. It all happen all at once, and then all of a sudden it'll just go quiet. All it is, they've moved on. You just got to wait for the next shoal of fish to come in, start feeding, and hopefully hook into a couple a day. Yeah, so don't get... Sometimes you've got to sit there for a little bit. Sometimes it's straight away. But if you can keep trying to find those pockets, be in for a good day's fishing. This time we've got a very small schoolie bass. Very small bass. There he is. These are the guys you can see on the surface all the way around there, just coming out, taking all the little bait fish and all the little insects and stuff that are on top of the surface. But yeah, probably one of my smallest bass ever. Let's get him back. Right guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to catch some gilt-head bream here in the Salcombe estuary. I'm going to catch a ride off on the last bit of the tide, get the kayak on the van and get going. So like I said, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment and subscribe please, it really helps me out. I'll see you on the next one.